And now for your feature presentation, The Warriors by Bailey, David, your narrator Isaac, and McCaden. Men and women's fashion. The fashion during the 40s was best described as clean and slim silhouette, with a somewhat military feel. Some common types of clothing during the period were jackets, blouses, sweaters, short skirts, long sleeves with cuts. Dresses were casual and play suits were everyday attire. During this time, women wore war curls and also wore belts on the outside of their dresses. They also may have worn veils or gloves. Men had a more slick back hairstyle and well kept. Music. In the 40s, the music in the 40s was built around the jazz and big band music. A big band is a group of 4 section leaders that would lead instrument sections of many people. There was the saxophone, trumpet, trombone, and rhythm sections. The rhythm sections was the combination of piano, drums, guitar, and bass. The most popular singers of the decade were Frank Sinatra and Doris Day. Pastimes and media. Some hobbies people liked in the 40s was knitting, crocheting, model building, listening to the radio, and enjoying the outdoors. People mostly communicated through letters during this time. Remember, there was no texting. Dancing was an important component of parties. One of the most important forms of media was the movie theater. 90 million Americans per week went to the movies. Most of the movies were about the war. And even more important form of media was the radio. This is what any American could turn to get their news about the outside world. Famous people. One of the most known famous stars of the 40s was Bing Crosby. Bing was an actor in the film White Christmas. He later died in 1977. Another famous actor and comedian of the era was Bob Hope. He was one of the most famous for the hit movie The Ghost Breakers. Bob later died in 2003. Important issues. World War II was one of the biggest issues of the decade, but there are also other events happening like President Franklin being elected for a 3rd and 4th term that was completely unprecedented, Mount Rushmore being completed in 1941, Japan bombing Pearl Harbor in 1941, the military draft age getting lowered from 21 to 18 in 1942, and the Pentagon being completed in 1943. Jackie Robinson was also broke the color barrier in the Major Leagues Baseball. Culture. America's culture is always evolving. This could be a product of many factors, such as recent inventions, celebrity actions, or it could even be based on the flow and type of people entering the USA. During the 40s, American culture was swallowed up by the war because it was so devastating. Because of the war, popular culture during this time was very anti-German and anti-Japanese. The government and economy. As you may well know, World War II began in the 1940s and had a profound effect on America's economy. But before the war even started, the economy was going through a depression with an all-time high unemployment rate of 20%. For the first half of the decade, Franklin D. Roosevelt was the president, and the second half behind what went to Harry S. Truman. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Franklin Roosevelt. Inventions. New inventions make the decade. Due to some technological advances, the whole world can turn upside down. The 40s were no stranger to technological advances, creating technologies we very commonly see in our everyday lives. Examples include the atomic bomb, color TV, the first microwave oven, radar, the first computer, the Z3, and the jukebox.